Good evening, everybody. This is episode 12 of our Let's Play series in Space Engineers Survival, version 1.190. Getting the volume adjusted here. So today, the plan is that we are going to start construction on our Mine Construction Rover contraption thing that I showed off in Survival the other day. I have done some additional work on the script. I think the script doing pretty well now. It does the inventory management the way I wanted it to. It displays your cargo and power statistics on the programmable blocks main LCD screen. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. Uh, it may still need some work, but at this point we're going to go ahead and try to build it in survival, which will be quite an experience. So we need wheels, we got armor blocks, and we need pistons. So I don't expect to finish it this episode by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to get it started, at least try to get it framed in. The uh, the basic, bottom frame, not even, all the functional bits at this point, because there's a lot to that to actually get it fully constructed. How much of it I actually weld on screen, we'll see. Decide kind of as we go. But first I want to start by building something into the ground because I don't want it to go anywhere. And then we need to go up a couple of blocks. That should be enough. Alright. So where are we? There. Okay, so this is going to be the back left side then, because I know that there is 6 spaces in between the wheel struts. So our next wheel strut will be here and here. And the way I was doing the pistons, oh, more steel plates. That's going to be a common theme. Oh, we need more steel plates. I'm going to go ahead and grab all these, and I'm going to queue up. Oh, no, don't want to use the survival kit. That's the disadvantage of accessing the grid through the survival kit, is that when you go to the production screen, it thinks that's what you want to use. We're definitely going to use way more than 100 steel plates, so I'm going to go ahead and produce all those, and we'll start with that. And I am going to put a ramp on here, because I'm going to be up and down this quite a bit, and jumping every time is going to start to annoy me. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I actually built this in such a way that if I put the piston here, which is our platform clamp piston, it's going to interfere with our little strut here, and I do need that to be there for the time being. So we're going to do that, and then we will grind this one away. Now I do have to worry a little bit about hydrogen, not too much, because obviously we're surrounded by ice, but I don't want to be wasting hydrogen, so I need to be kind of judicious in my floating here, if I can be. Alright, so that's 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think, now I have to remember how this actually goes. Well, I know I can go across at this point. So this is the back wheel, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's what it's supposed to be. I think this back one here is actually extra because there's, well, it's not extra because I need to attach the wheel to it, but it's extra as far as the drill bay goes because the drill bay is supposed to be 7 by 7. But I think there's this extra one here on the end, so I'm going to leave that there. I will go back into my creative world and double check that just to be sure. Ooh, that's close. Do we have room here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this needs to be 8. So yeah, we're gonna have to move this as like our first order of business. So what we'll do is we'll get a temporary battery on here somewhere. So wheel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then wheel. We'll get the middle set of wheels on, and then get a battery and move it forward a little bit because we're gonna run into the wind turbine here. So I picked the wrong spot to build this, but that's okay. So that is that's the back end of it right there, framed in at least. Go ahead and grab some more steel plates out of here because those should be done now, and as I said, we will use them. So let's go ahead and put the beginning of these struts on just to mark the location more than anything else. I mean, the piston's already doing that a little bit, but all right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wheel, wheel. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, wheel, wheel. And all of this part gets filled in, but I don't need to do that right this second. Wheel, wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wheel, wheel. Always scroll the wrong way, always. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wheel, wheel. And then this should be 7 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And I know this is right because I know the cargo containers go from conveyor to conveyor with 1 block gap between them. So the conveyor port is 1, then the other side of the cargo container is 2, the gap is 3, then there's 3 for the middle cargo container is 6, then there's gaps 7, side of the cargo container 8, and then the center of the other side's cargo container is 9. So there's 7 blocks in the space, and then 1 on each side is 9 altogether. So that's how wide we need to go. And then the piston is at the back of this wheel strut, and the other piston is going to be at the front of the next wheel strut. And then that has a landing gear attached to each one. serious? I didn't build the whole thing high enough. Is that what you're telling me right now? I can fit the back ones on, but not the front ones. That's fantastic. Alright, well I guess that's what we're going to do. We really only need the two. So we're going to have to complete these parts. Get a battery on here to power this while it's being built. And then we will extend the pistons, cut our scaffold once they're locked, and then those will stay in place so we can extend them the rest of the way, and then we'll have room there to build on the other landing gears. So first things first. If I can get the target box here. Alright, 100 steel plates, 20 construction components, 6 motors, so 240 and 12. So we need 146 actually. And then 40, and then 12. And while those are building, the pistons are going to take... Did I account for the one that's already in there? No, I didn't. So I'll have 2 extra steel plates. And I am going to want to finish these at some point, but there's no rush on that. So I need 9 steel plates, I need 18 steel plates, I need 36 extra steel plates. Minus the 2 that are already in the, so 34. And I am going to pull 2 aside here because I don't actually want to pick those up. I actually want to drop 99 of these to start with, so I don't overbuild that. So I don't overbuild that. Alright, so our steel plates are in the landing gear. And we need to refill our hydrogen. Needs to go in the tank. And then we need construction components and motors. And yeah, that's what we need for the piston and the piston head. But I don't want to pick it up now because I'm building landing gear. Alright, there's one landing gear. There's 2 landing gears. What else are we going to need for these pistons? We are going to need 20 construction components, 4 computers, and 8 motors and large steel tubes. And we've got the construction components. We've got the steel plates that we need. We need 24 computers, I think it was, and 8 steel tubes, and 8 motors. I think that's right. So I actually want to pull half of these out. Go ahead and stick those there for now, because I don't want to overbuild the pistons. So this will be, no, because it's going to stick those steel tubes in the head if I do that. So I'll just drop those for now, and then do that. Pick it back up, and do that. Perfect. Nope. There we go. Alright, I'm going to have to go back and get the steel plates now. Go ahead and refill on energy and hydrogen in our suit. Grab our steel plates. Alright, what I think I'm actually going to do, since this is temporary and I'm going to want to move any batteries that I place and that would waste power cells, is I'm going to build a wind turbine instead of a battery. Because we don't need a whole lot of power at this phase, we're just building the damn thing. So I need interior plates. I think it's like 20 I need. No, I think it's actually like 10. And construction components. And I think the only other thing I need are girders. No, I need motors and girders and 2 computers. But I can get all that stuff back is the thing. With the power cells and the battery, I can't get all those back. Yeah, and I only need 10. Alright. I need 20 of those. And I need 8 motors. 24 girders, right? And 2 computers. So the pistons do require power to run. That's why we need to do this. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here so it's out of the way, because I don't actually need anything at the front of the ship for quite some time, or at the front of the rover for quite some time. And this will power the grid, and we will be able to operate the pistons, and we will be able to lock the landing gear. I didn't actually need to finish those piston heads now that I think about it. That's alright. Alright, so this is going to be piston 1. That's piston 2. We're going to reverse both. Now those are locked. Now we can cut this away. Now these aren't extending because there's 2 pistons and 2 locked landing gear, and it tends to get, they tend to fight each other. So what we need to do is we need to pick one of these landing gear, and it doesn't actually matter which one, and unlock it. He says before it does nothing. Oh, convert to ship. Oh, I need to auto lock. Yeah, the landing gears are both on auto lock. They need to not be. Auto lock is generally a horrible idea. Okay, now I don't know why. What is your problem? It's a ship. Shouldn't be that heavy. What happens if we turn the force up? Don't think we should need to do this. I'm concerned about unlocking it because it's horribly off balance right now. So I don't want to unlock it completely because it will fall over, and that would be bad. So this one's locked. Let's try locking this one and unlocking the other one. Why am I getting no power? Oh, because it's... I thought it was supposed to work as long as one thing was connected to the... Alright, looks like we do actually need a battery. My understanding was that wind turbines would work as long as you were actually connected to the ground somehow. But apparently that's not the case, because as soon as I disconnected there, I was no longer getting power. Alright, well that's annoying. That means we are going to need to build a battery and waste some power cells and turn them back into scrap. That's alright. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just resources. We don't really have to worry that much about it, and that's not how I wanted that to go. That still needs to be my grinder. Get rid of this. Because apparently that's not as useful as I thought it was. Alright, so we'll just stick that here for now. Doesn't really matter. We're going to take it apart anyway. Okay, so we need 80 power cells. Are we drifting in and out of range here? Oh, we're having power issues. Interesting. Huh. This is not something I plan to deal with today. Alright, we're gonna have to shut some things down. can afford to shut down the O2H2 generator. There's nothing in there anyway. We can afford for now to shut down the refinery. If I can select it. Because it's just working on cobalt and magnesium now. We don't actually need that for the moment. How is our current output still that high? What's taking up so much power? Rover batteries fully charged. Pro battery is fully charged. Base battery still taking a megawatt. The assembler only needs 280. Antenna takes 200. Now we're running 2 antennas. We don't need 2 antennas. I'll shut this one off. That's still a whole lot of power being dragged out. Where is it all coming from? Gyros should all be switched off. Oh, the rover gyros aren't switched off. Switch those off. Ore detectors, those take power. We can switch those off. Oh, we've got a full refinery here. That's why I forgot about that. I forgot we even built that. Alright, so that should be enough. We should have power now. Yeah, alright, now we're storing up power again. So we've got our basic assembler running still, but we shut our refineries off because we don't actually need them for the moment. This is what I was saying about we need more power. Maybe I should actually just do that. I'm sitting here talking about it. We legitimately need the... Once I get this lifted off the ground, depending on how long this takes, I will do it after that. What else do we need here? 25 computers, 80 power cells, 15 steel plates, and that'll be overbuilt. That's fine. We'll get the extra parts back. We need the 80 power cells for sure. I know I built more steel plates than I need. I'm going to use some of those to extend out our power grid. Do that first. So what do we say we needed here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then build on the 9th. And then we went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, build on the 9th. So we need 17. Got them. Now I do want to just go in a line here, because what I don't want to do is have more area that we can't drill into by going sideways and obstructing those drills. So we're just going to have a long row here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, build on the 9th. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. we need 2 computers and 20 construction components. Got the construction components. Got the computers. This is still not going to be enough to run everything, but it'll be an improvement. It'll get our battery below, or charged up a little bit anyway. We'll be able to at least start up the basic refinery, probably. Actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the power to turn our bits back on. I only need one antenna. I'm going to leave the antenna off. And you know what? I don't need the ore detectors on right now. I can turn them on when I actually need to use them. I'm not going to turn them back on. Never mind. Ignore me. I mean, you know, don't ignore me, because I'd really like you to continue watching my show, but... Alright, how are we doing on the battery now? We've got over a megawatt coming in. That's good. Fully recharged in 4 hours. Super. Alright, let's see how our inventory here is doing. Power cells. We're full up with as many as we can carry. Computers. Alright. Power cells. Computers. Still need 2 steel plates. It's inventory. I was thinking that's cute, and I was about to be worried that we ran out of resources. How are we doing on resources? We're doing fine. Okay. So we got the wind turbine done while we were waiting for parts to assemble. And this will be the last little bit of stuff that we need for our battery. And there's some extra construction components in here, but that's fine. And I'm going to stop wasting hydrogen and stand on this. And then we will I don't want to actually fly. Access this. And are we moving? No, we're not moving. Why are we not moving? No, that's why we're not moving, because one piston was pushing up and the lock piston was pushing down, or vice versa. Anyway, so we've got one locked landing gear, so now we're able to extend both pistons, and we are going to be the full height off of the ground that we would be if we were, you know, in the middle of mining right now. So we'll have plenty of room to build the wheels on, you know, at least from a up and down perspective. That wind turbine's still in the way, so we need to actually get the wheels on, and we'll use that battery then to lower us back down and move ourselves forward so that we're out of the way there. I need steel plates to build landing gear. Of course I do. And I know that these take 100 each altogether, so we'll go ahead and just queue all of those up. And we had 5 power cells from that wolf, so those are actually extra, and I didn't need to build those, but that's fine. Having extra steel plates is what's called one of those good problems. We will use them. Refill a hydrogen tank. And now we will go get this landing gear attached. All right, So that's our landing gear and our pistons for the platform clamps. And I do actually want to go ahead and lock this other landing gear for safety. So that you see that was drifting a little bit, but it's not anymore because now they're both locked. Cool. So I think that's all we're going to do for today. We've got the main platform, at least uh, scaffolded out. Um, what I might go ahead and do off camera is at least weld up these pistons and landing gear and extend those. And in the next episode, we will get the wheels attached. And then we will, once those wheels are attached, we will retract these pistons back up and get the wheels on the ground, at least the middle two, because the back wheels we can't build because their wind turbine here is very much in the way. So we'll get these middle two pairs of wheels attached so that we can hit the ground and not tip over when we do so. And then move ourselves forward a little bit just so that we're clear of that wind turbine. We're able to put the rest of the wheels on and actually have a moving rover. It won't do anything useful, but it'll move. So that'll be a start, and we'll see how far we get in the next episode. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing it so that you get notifications and advertisements from YouTube to make sure that you catch it and watch it. Appreciate likes, appreciate comments. If you have any suggestions, I kind of know what I'm doing here and what I want to do, but if you have any brilliant ideas on what I should do better, I am more than happy to listen. Anything else that you'd like to see me do in the process of building this world up, by all means let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye.